I'm going to give you 3 reasons not to get a supermoto. Reason number 1, you're not nuts enough. You're a very sensible person. You want to make use of the motorcycle to go from point A to point B. You want to make use of the motorcycle to go to a grocery store and grab milk and bread and something like. You want to make use of the motorcycle to take your kids to school. You don't need a supermoto. You definitely don't need a supermoto. Can you do all of that with a supermoto? Sure, you can do all of that with a supermoto, but you don't need a supermoto. Number 2, you want to travel long distances in the relative comfort of your motorcycle, which means that you need to have a nice comfortable seat, good riding position, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. But supermotos are not designed for comfort riding. Matter of fact, the seat on this motorcycle is relatively thin and relatively hard. There's a reason behind that. The reason for the seat to be relatively thin is that when you're on the motorcycle and you're riding, you tend to move yourself back and forth very often on this motorcycle, depending upon where you're taking a corner, where you're doing a wheelie, you move yourself back. When you're doing a skid, you move towards the front. So if you have a wider, more comfortable seat, what's going to happen is that it's going to hamper that particular movement. So if you are somebody who wants to travel distances, you don't need a supermoto. Can you do it with the supermoto? Yes, there are people who strap on luggages to the back of the supermoto and ride, but this is not a machine which you should use for traveling distances. Number 3, the third reason why you should not get a supermoto is that you're a speed junkie. You want to go fast. You want to go fast like 180 kilometers per hour and 200 kilometers per hour. It's not going to work. Primarily because there is no wind protection in the front and the wind buffeting is going to be way too much. And for me, up to 150 kilometers per hour is absolutely okay. From 150 to 180, I have to struggle because of the wind buffeting. I can lower myself and try to go, but the handle is over here and it's not an ideal riding position for me, at least, to go fast. So if you're a speed junkie and you want to go like 180, 200 kilometers per hour, this is not the machine for you. But can you do all of this with a supermoto? Sure, you can do all of that with a supermoto. Those are the 3 reasons why you should not get a supermoto. Now, there are exceptions to all of it. These are my reasons.